Abby, why is there one and two? Okay, I know, one screen, two screen,
Mhm.
but, I've never seen that before. So why don't we go over what we're gonna do before Chris starts talking? The tall cop. Let's go over the dates again. What is that, the 25th of April?
April 29th.
Or 29th?
April
Okay.
29th.
And, geez, that should be the same weekend as, the Drake relays.
Well, so this is Tuesday, April 29th. The relay is the weekend
Yeah,
before.
it is.
Okay, okay. Because I'm looking at the calendar too.
Yeah.
Didn't it snow last year for those?
Yes, it was freezing.
That's what
Did
I
it?
thought. That's what I thought.
Yeah,
Really?
I was thinking.
it was snow or freezing rain, one of the
Well,
two.
of course it was. It's Iowa. Of
Yeah.
course. And, I guess Connie's not here because I guess we're gonna have treats and stuff, right?
We're having treats. All I brought was coffee for
No,
myself.
no, I'm talking about that.
Oh, then. Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so. I think so. I haven't talked to her about that. I can tell you what I know, what
Okay,
I've
you
done.
tell me what.
Okay.
We could
So,
be here a long while.
no, we
Get
won't.
comfortable.
I can do the condensed version. So I applied. So again, Tall Cop is going to be Tuesday, April 29th from 8 to noon at the convention center. And I have applied for continuing ed credits. I submitted those last week.
Nice.
I have not heard back from Lori yet at Indian Hills. I thought I'd give her till.
Lori Reeves?
Mhm. I thought I'd give her till Wednesday to make sure that. No, you're fine. Make sure she received the packet because it's a process to go through. I did apply for continuing ed for all the disciplines that they offer. And I'm assuming that she'll give those to me. So when you do that, then it's a co-sponsored class with Indian Hills for the CEs.
Sure.
So, and then I was working on a flyer yesterday, community flyer, for the morning session. Here's the situation. Like they shared a bunch of different flyers, but they're all like protected, so I can't manipulate and use one of
Oh,
those.
yeah.
So I'm putting this one together. And I thought about making one flyer for both events, but they're not at the same location. There's differences because you get CEs for the morning class. So I'm gonna make two separate flyers.
Okay.
So I haven't, this isn't done, and I don't want to send it out because I don't want it to accidentally get shared yet. So
Right.
please look at it and give me feedback. Then I'll make the second flyer for the community class, which is the 29th from 6 to 7:30 at the high school. No CEs will be given then. So, but Tall Cop wants to see our CEs and our flyers before we share them. So
Okay.
I'm supposed to send them back to the administrative assistant, just to review. I'm assuming to make sure everything's okay with them, you know, it's his name, it's his program. So
How long the classes in the evening?
6 to 7:30 at the high school. Mhm.
No
607
CEs.
West Broadway, East Broadway. 607 East Broadway.
I don't know, as I have to look at, I know it's
I don't know, for
Broadway.
some reason that's.
I know it's on Broadway, but I don't know the.
Yeah.
So, and I took the verbiage from one of his other classes for
Mhm.
High and Plain Sight because he does some different trainings. So I used that verbiage and I used that verbiage when I was working on the continuing ed stuff as well. I mean, it's a whole process. Yeah, you can write on that, Ken, go ahead.
Well, the only thing I'm thinking is maybe of the food thing.
Oh, okay.
You might just put,
'Cause that'll make people go.
it's,
Well,
yeah.
but snack and a beverage or something. Okay, I haven't talked to Connie, so I did send her an email last week and told her I submitted the CEs, and there's a $10 fee for the continuing ed certificate, but you know, that's gonna be paid for with the grant. I think I put opioid settlement money, did I put Jefferson County settlement, opioid settlement
I didn't
dollars?
see the Jefferson
Mhm.
count. Did it say it?
I think it is at the bottom.
Training is made possible by
Oh,
Jefferson
okay.
County opioid settlement funding.
Yeah, I thought I did, because they should get credit for
Mhm.
that, but I don't know, once Tall Cop looks at that, I'm assuming I can put that on there, is what I'm
Yeah.
saying. So I will work on the second flyer today. I ran out of time yesterday.
Good.
I don't know.
Yep.
I am not an artistic designer, but
It looks
I think you're doing.
I gotta fix this part. This looks janky, but that's one. I took, because they have like things that you're supposed to use in the training flyers. So
Does that have to go
Will
on?
we meet
I
again?
like
Chris,
it.
you think
Oh.
we should meet again once before?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so. That's all I have as far as, that's my update for Tall Cop stuff. I just was helping get this, because it's a whole process to get all that stuff done. So And in my question yesterday, when I sent an email to Tall Cops administrative assistant. Some of the other flyers have that they need to register with Tall Cop. So for me, I just put, they need to register with me because there's like a 50-person limit at the room. So then my question to them yesterday was, do they need to register with Tall Cop or can they register locally with me? I don't know. So I haven't heard back. I haven't heard back yet. I checked my email this morning, haven't heard anything. If the community class, we don't need to, at the high school, we don't need pre-registration because we're not giving any CEs. It's an open venue. It's a lot larger area. So,
Is that it? And the auditorium?
yeah, that's according to Connie, it's an
Okay.
auditorium. Yeah, and I'll double check before I make that flyer.
Yeah,
That's what happens. We get disconnected a little
sure,
bit. So,
sure.
yeah, I think it's at the auditorium.
Okay.
Do we want to set a date for the next meeting? Just to make sure.
Sure.
everybody knows
I
about
have
it.
I am out of the office like the end of March. I'm in training that last week of
I
March.
would say the first week or so.
Okay.
When is school break? In
I don't know the answer to that. Ken, do you happen to know?
No.
It's usually like the last of March.
Mhm.
We could look it up.
I don't
Yes.
see, no, I don't have it.
I don't know.
Or call Amy at the high school.
Yes, I don't pay attention because,
205
Sounds like you call her. a
let's
little
see,
bit.
Well, yeah, just for years, but
let's see if I can find it.
I don't think that number's changed for years.
District calendar, let's go. here.
March 17 through March 21.
You already beat me. Good job.
Oh,
Good
wow.
job, Amy.
When is it? March 17th?
17th, St. Hetty's Day.
And
So
the
we-
21st.
We cannot have it the last 2 weeks of March.
Right.
I'm having surgery on the 17th.
What?
Oh.
On your
nice.
knee?
Uh-huh. It's about time.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm in so much pain.
Good for you though, for getting
Yeah.
it taken care of.
Yeah. So bring green treats.
I was gonna say, do you want us to bring green
I'll be at home.
beverage?
I'll be at home.
Well, do we want,
Outpatient.
do we want to meet the 11th?
Of
I mean,
March.
that's just in a couple weeks, I know, but since we have a small group here, is there anything, I mean, I don't know what everybody else is doing. This was my directive. This is what I've done.
I think if you want to do on the 11th, that's fine.
I can't make it, but I'm minor on this one. I'm teaching from the 10th to the 21st,
Oh, nice.
pretty busy, so.
Oh. And 8:30 or the 11th of March?
April 1st is on Tuesday.
Do we want to set the one in April then too? So we have it, I didn't bring my schedule with me.
Because if folks can't make one, they can make the other.
Right.
Mhm.
I know the first, I always have a bunch of and
You're gone.
I'm gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gone to Des Moines for training.
When is that? The 1st of April?
Yeah, I'm gone to March to the Quad Cities for preparedness and the first part of April to Des Moines to the public health conference.
Uh-huh.
So the 8th, is that what you want to do? April 8th, the second Tuesday?
Sure, why not?
Okay. All right, go ahead.
Are you done talking about the tiny cup?
Yeah, I just told, when I got this done, I'll send it to you, Susie, I'll send it to Connie, and Bethany at the hospital said she'd review it too, so getting, and my team will look at it, because sometimes if you get 3 or 4
I
different,
know, the more eyes.
I don't want to have a big typo in it, is what I'm saying. Okay, I'm done.
So I think we've got a lot of this fun. We need to find something else to do as well.
Okay.
So I've got an idea.
All right, we want to hear it.
So I was talking to Alex, the librarian, at a meeting the other day. And was talking about this opioid and concerns that we have. And he said that he is aware of some other libraries that have put together, bought booths that kind of advertise, like an educational unit. And I'm just wondering whether or not that might be a good, and that he, at the library, he would have it, a permanent installation at the library. But it might also be useful for advertising Big Cop, as I had that thought this morning. That can be up with the posters with Big
Mhm.
Cop. So that was my thought, and we could wait until the next meeting, but then the Big Cop thing occurred to me this morning. Because I talked to Alex, we haven't just got to getting him to come to the meeting or putting in a proposal. So I'm just wondering if there's anything that we can do.
What would this cost us?
That's the question. My guess is that most of those, like the good displays, they're like $1,000 to $2,000. That for the good ones. Now, I don't know what he was thinking about.
Why don't you follow up on that? Because in my mind, and I would like to know what you all think. That's a great place to catch a lot of different ages of kids in the village. It's a great place.
Yeah.
Now, the other thing is that maybe we can travel it, depending on the nature of the thing, that we could take it to the high school and leave it there in the commons area for a week. Take it to
A health fair or.
even
yeah.
even Pence, or not Pence, but middle school
Mhm.
might be
Yeah.
another place that just,
I don't know, kids in grade school get
Would
exposed
we-
to drugs.
Oh, yeah,
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the more bang for our buck, I personally feel if we bought something like that, even we had to pay, my opinion, even we had to pay a lot, a good amount for that.
Mhm.
If it was everywhere, move it.
yeah.
Mhm.
Your rotating display,
Yeah.
and you
Yeah.
check it out someplace.
But
Right.
then the home would be at the library because there's otherwise that. I've had many displays in the past. They have a tendency to just
Yeah.
dissipate. They kind of
No.
disappear after a while.
Everybody needs a
Unless
home.
somebody has, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
That'd be good,
But,
Mhm.
since we don't really have,
because
Radio
I
or
can't think of one other
media.
place you can catch a lot of young kids.
I can't either.
like, the rec center.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Yeah, the rec center could be.
Mhm.
The
Mhm.
rec center, each of the schools.
Mhm.
What
And-
happened to the DARE program?
Oh, gosh, that went away a long time ago
I
because
know,
of
but-
funding. Yeah,
Oh. Just.
it was a great program. It was a
I
great program.
remember,
My kids went through it
Mhm.
and they're in their late
Yeah.
30s, so yeah. It was a big deal. It's too bad we can't
I'm
do
not in my late
something
40s.
similar to
Similar.
that. Not use the word
Genetic
dare,
Right. That's a good idea too.
Yeah, I think the display, using law enforcement and make a subgroup of educators. That could not use the word dare. They do.
Yeah,
There's
right.
something about seeing a firefighter or a policeman in their
Mhm.
uniforms that
Right.
command, ooh,
Not
this is
scared,
serious.
but
This is serious.
They respect that.
Yes.
Yeah, I was gonna
Yes.
say, respect
Yes.
is there.
Well,
Well, those are two really good ideas.
yeah, and then there was something
And I
else.
don't think they would cost much.
I don't think so either. I mean, like, I'm gonna, like, all of the flyers and stuff, that's all in kind. I mean, it's not, I'm gonna make some copies, that's in
Yeah.
kind.
Yeah.
It's not like I'm gonna bill the opioid grant for copies or something. The other thing we were talking about, just trying to get more people involved with services and awareness. And so, I mean, I know we have this is what I'm looking for, a community resource guy. The hospital updates that annually, but I don't really think people know that resource guide is available. And we still get a lot of phone calls.
What's it like? We used to do something like that at Hills where
I
it was,
know.
it was a notebook. You could take it out, put a fresh one in, a penny. That way you could look at this and find out all the services in the
Yes.
county.
Yeah.
Mhm.
In fact, I still have some of those.
Well, and I think the goal from the hospital was, everybody gives them information, and then Bethany right now is the one that
Updates.
updates it annually, but there's no paper copies, there's no print copies. So that could be something that we could have professionally printed, a few copies and put them around at places. Because there's still the demographics of the folks that don't utilize internet, they just don't. Or I know I had a meeting with Josh a while back and Bethany's like, hey, this is available. So I printed some copies off
Josh, you
in
mean,
the ambulance. So
he
then
is a
they
neat guy.
can put them in the ambulance if they need to, and then they can hand them out to people like on a call or something. So
How many would you like? How many should?
I don't know, maybe 100. I mean, just start with. I mean,
Yeah,
and they
yeah,
could be
yeah.
nice copies and
Yeah.
bound. I know there's always an expense to print, but at least we could leave some at the library. You could leave some at extension, or you could
Yeah.
leave the chamber.
Yeah,
I don't know. I mean, it's a great tool.
Oh, I have no problem with that either.
I mean, Pathfinders has a resource guide too, but I don't think it's as comprehensive with all of the
It is
health
not.
and human services things that,
So right now you've got three good ideas that I don't think would cost a lot of money.
yeah,
Right. And it'd be a lot
And
of
it would-
exposure.
yeah.
What do you think, Ken?
No, I think that the educational unit, that's just something we have to do. Just it's basics.
Mhm.
And the paper copy in key places, not so much for individuals.
Right.
Because that's, that it can't,
Right.
to go from the key places to everybody, that's a massive jump.
Right, right. I mean, it's on our website too,
Yeah.
but not everybody goes
They don't
there.
think.
No,
You
they
have
don't
to
think
do
to
that.
go there. And ours is right on the front page. When you land on the front page of the health department, it's at the bottom.
Mhm.
It's not hidden someplace in another page of a website.
You know, those folders, you could put them everywhere.
Mm-hmm,
Maybe out here, a few of them, just
Mhm.
mm-hmm.
the
Yeah.
awareness thing.
Yeah.
And I know we've kind of struggled. I mean, the ACT meeting, the ACT meeting is really just like the community partner update, like who's doing what services are available. Because we've talked several times about, trying to merge or not having it. I know we don't historically meet the summer months because like our school partners aren't
Right.
there, but really that's the only place I know of the services that are going on in the community because they change so frequently.
Mhm.
Yeah,
And with the
just why I
funding-
use loose leaf notebook.
I know, I
Yeah.
know, it
That's what
is.
we need again.
So I know with all the changes at the federal level too, people are scrambling, they're trying to figure out if they're gonna continue to have funding. And if things change, then that's gonna be a big deal.
You know, as a sidebar, I'm on that CETA board,
Oh, okay.
and Brian Dunn was so panicked when that,
Oh, that.
I mean, they were ready to lay almost a lot of people off,
Mhm.
you know.
Yeah,
But that is drawing back, and they've still got their plan in place just in case
good,
they get cut.
Uh-huh.
It's cut.
good.
You know, but there's a lot of places you're gonna put stuff like that. Look at the farmers,
I
the
know.
girls at USDA out there just panicked,
Mhm.
which is too bad.
I will say this, I had an Narcan, I jotted it down so I didn't forget. Last week at the Board of Health meeting, I took it to my board. There's a program at the state, it's federal funding too, so we as a health department can be a Narcan pickup site. So I took that to my board last week. They took action on it, so I need to fill that application out. And our nurse practitioner said that she would sign any orders that need to be signed. I can't really see the application. Basically, I fill it out as a public health administrator and then I send it off to the state and then they let me know. So it would just be during business hours, anybody could stop and pick up Narcan because we have to track
So you'd be a distribution.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's no prescription needed, no
Uh-huh.
cost.
for the
which-
individuals
yeah.
picking it up.
Otherwise,
Mhm.
you'd have to have a script and pay for it at the pharmacy.
So I'll know more at the next meeting, probably what that looks like. So I gotta get
What do you
that.
think
filled
that
out.
would cost?
It's taxpayer funded right now, so
Well,
it won't cost,
Let's pretend.
pretend it's not.
Let's pretend it's not.
That I don't
Okay.
know. I'd have to find out. I'd have
I
to
think
find
as
out.
a fallback, if you're gonna think about that, we should have a fallback just in case.
Yeah, I know some
Yeah.
communities have like Narcan boxes throughout their
Mhm.
cities or counties, and you could just access it and it's like a dispensing thing. But for this, since it's funded, we just have to know how many people we gave the
Sure.
kit to, and then we can provide a little bit of education, it's super easy to use.
Yeah,
Show
But
them
we
how to
just
use
have to show the numbers. I mean, there's no questions. We don't keep track of names. We don't ask who's using it. It's confidential.
boy, I'll tell you what, it's really needed. I have a nephew that had to use it 3 times.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And thank God he's off of that, everything now.
yeah.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
What
Long
does it
time.
do exactly?
It's a reversal
Yeah,
agent
it's-
for narcotics,
Yeah.
for
Mhm.
opioids.
It
Like
saves
overdose.
lives.
You just
And then,
a squirt up each nostril and it stops their high and brings the reversal. I've not given Narcan in a community setting. I've given it in a controlled environment, whether it's been in the recovery room or in the ER.
Mhm.
And I've given Ramazicon, which is a reversal agent for benzos, which is like
Mhm.
Ativan. And people, they come up, they're awake and they're kind of,
Kicking and
they can
bad.
hit and kick and, yeah. So,
Yeah.
but this is something that the family members can administer you know, to their loved one. So I don't know. Anyway, I brought that up the other night, so I'm gonna close the loop on that too, and I'll keep you guys informed on if we're selected or if there's funding, or I think it's variable on that, how much funding is still at the state level. Cause like public health departments, law enforcement, other people are on the list of that are eligible for this. So,
What about suicides of kids?
that is,
Yeah.
that is,
When the statement, were you here when?
I was here with the state medical.
Did you feel they were saying we have more suicides in this county now than we've had?
Well, the death numbers are pretty, according to his data, the death numbers are pretty static across the board as far as the numbers of deaths, but I think they're probably seeing more, you know, drugs, I mean, overdoses and things like that. And a lot of times when people overdose, it's not an intentional overdose. They're just
Right.
trying to get high and they end up not breathing anymore.
Right.
And they don't know what they're getting in their drugs.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
Fentanyl
the
became a
thing, you know, and then that's what causes a
And
problem.
then
You know-
social media has contributed to suicides.
I agree with that. I have a personal friend whose granddaughter, straight A student, in choir and all kinds of stuff. She cuts.
Oh.
Yeah,
She's now spending some time at the University of Iowa in the ward up there.
Mhm.
mhm.
Yep.
But you just don't know who these kids are.
Mhm.
No, I
And
know.
it's, you know,
I
Yeah.
would like to, I know Connie had a conversation with the new superintendent, but I don't know how that
Yeah.
went.
yeah, when we do something with the school, do we have to get approved from the school board? Doesn't it?
Yeah. Everything goes through the school board.
Mhm.
So I just think we're tasked with a big task here.
We are, and I know at the last ACT meeting, the last ACT meeting, Jay Hopper, Ken, you were on there too, right? Deb wasn't there. She was out of the office that day. I think you're on there. I don't know. I go to so many meetings, I can't remember, but Jay said that the school district has to cut, I wanted to say $900,000.
What?
Several $100,000
I think you said 9.
out of their budget. So then they're
Yeah.
redistributing students and changing some, adding,
Mhm.
getting rid of a grade, deleting a grade, and then the other teachers are gonna have to absorb some of that. So it's gonna make more students, the ratio is gonna be more students per teacher.
Like 3 more per teacher. I
So, and I know they're super busy. I know everybody's busy, but I would love to have a conversation. And I've not met the new superintendent. I'd love to have a conversation with him to see if we can't. Jay usually attends the ACT. Sometimes the school nurse will. Just depends if she's busy with students being sick, which
think. Right.
the last 8 weeks have been
Yeah, I
kind
was
of rough
gonna
for
say,
illness,
yeah.
so. But I'd like to do something like that, but it's just kind of like, sometimes it's barriers that you just have to, hoops you just have to jump through.
But I had met him, Zach Weigel.
Yeah.
And he's very open and very, just would do anything, I think, if he saw that it would help the kids and make it better.
Mhm.
It'd be nice to have an evidence-based program, I don't know.
Yeah.
And back to Abby's point, I think something similar to the DARE program would be
Yeah, What
awesome.
would we call it? So we can get rid of the dare word.
Yeah, I don't
let's
know.
see.
Well, it must be commercial stuff available. I mean, it
Yeah.
has to be turnkey stuff.
Yeah,
It-
there
There's
is,
just too
Hey,
big a
Jeremy.
problem.
Yeah.
It's too permeating, so.
How are you?
Yeah.
yeah. Hey, Jerry,
I'll just come back later.
Okay.
yeah, I don't know. And maybe our CETA partners would know, since,
Chauncey Molding.
Chauncey.
hey, Chauncey,
You're fine.
I don't know, Ken,
Hi.
I'm just trying to
Yeah,
think
yeah.
out loud.
I mean, there's not that much happening. I mean, there's nobody else doing
Talking about the opioid.
stuff. So the more we can do, the better it is. I mean,
Right.
there's vacuum.
Yeah, it's hard, sorry, my phone's
Oh,
ringing too, mine's not Chauncey.
Elks National Drug Awareness Program.
Yes,
Elks.
I should know that on the bus
Oh,
number, I should know that.
Oh,
Yeah, okay.
And there's a lot of law enforcement folks that belong to the Elks.
It's the largest volunteer drug awareness program in the US. The program relies on the state, district, and lodge volunteers to promote a drug-free lifestyle.
Well, and I know, like I said, I know there's several law enforcement officers that are Elks members. I just pay my dues and I don't really do anything. That's terrible, but I didn't even think about that.
So it's like
Every-
volunteers.
Yeah, it's the Elks members, but
Every year, the Elks Drug Awareness Program hands out more than 7 million pieces of anti-drug literature to parents, kids, and teachers. The brochures are primarily distributed through the program's 90 drug education trailers.
Who's head of the
Wow.
Elks? I see Rich Metcalf up there a lot.
Yeah, Rich.
I can't remember who the,
So it's a trailer system that they go to sites? Is that, am I interpreting that
I want
right?
to say Ryan Ford, but I can't remember. I think he's the exalted ruler.
Yeah.
It sounds like it because it travels to community gatherings such as
Right.
fairs and sporting events.
Okay,
Hmm.
They also have teamed with Marvel comic books to produce a book featuring Marvel superhero heroes
Now I'm
and
interested.
Elroy the Elk in a battle against underage drinking.
Huh,
Well, that's cute.
yeah.
That might be a way to get some of those kids that love,
In
like
the
me,
middle
that love
school.
Marvel.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh-huh.
You know, and this year is kind of like gone already for school, but it could be something that we have like
Mhm.
an event or a fair or something that's
Sure.
focused on that. I don't know why I didn't think of that. Good
You
job,
know,
Ann. Thank you. Isn't Google amazing?
Google,
Yeah.
I wonder if there's anybody that is in the Elks now that is kind of mandated to be in charge of that.
They have like an education person.
Yeah,
I mean, I can email Ryan.
would you?
I'll email Ryan, yeah. Or I can talk to Steve
Have you
Winslow
guys thought
too.
about having a
Yes.
booth at the county fair?
We have, I mean,
Yeah.
with the Jefferson County Mental Health and Wellness
Uh-huh.
Alliance, I've done that a couple of years. And, yeah.
Something, we've got to catch these kids somehow.
Mhm.
It's a bunch of kids we don't always.
Right.
It's fun, the fun kids.
Right. Yeah, I'll take care of that. I'll follow.
I
up.
spend every morning at Globe Lights for about a half hour. And all the young men come in there that are on their way to school,
Oh.
you know. They're actually pretty nice, polite kids,
Mhm.
but you never know. Honest
Right.
to God, you never.
Oh, yeah.
Right, right.
there was a kid in my class, the class clown, so funny, everybody loved it. Got mixed up with the wrong people after graduation and ended up killing himself. It's right, you just,
It's
You
devastating.
never know.
yeah,
They
he
can
had
be right
everything going for him.
Yeah, he'd be right beside you and you're like, you don't know.
It's
Yeah,
such a
it's
dark place.
hurting.
Addictions are so
Like
difficult.
Robin Williams. I
Yeah.
mean, just so happy and funny and,
Right.
you know.
Yep.
And every time I see somebody that's like that, I'm thinking, you know. But that's,
I think we have some good deliverables here.
I
We did
know.
oh, I
pretty-
think
Yeah.
we are doing pretty well here.
Hey, they're for a small but
Yeah.
mighty group. So I'll follow up with either Ryan or Steve from the Elks. And I apologize, I should have known that since I'm going wrong. We got the dates again, on March 11th
Yep.
and April 8th, both at 8:30.
Yep.
I'll follow up with the Narcan. Ken's gonna work on the book display. And the handbook or the
Resource guide.
resource guide. I don't know if you wanna, do we need to call and get a quote? We'll have to see how many, I can have Deb do that. We'll
Yeah.
see how many pages it is. And then she can call Frontline and get a
Okay.
quote.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, is that okay?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, just
You know, I think this is,
Stephanie?
we're doing very well.
I think so. Hey, man, we get it done. Ken, what else can you? Okay.
No, that's, I'm happy. I'm happy that
Mhm.
I'll talk to Alex, right? Maybe now, see if I can find, dig him up and
Okay,
see if he can get something written for us for the next time.
yeah,
Because that's April 11th.
Yeah.
It's likely going to be not great timing for the tall cop. Depends on how fast it can move.
yeah,
But the feeling though from the group is that we should likely we're interested in doing something on that area.
Oh, yeah,
that'd be cool.
yeah.
Mhm.
So I'll get him to cost it out and see what
Yeah.
it looks like and
I think on committee reports next week, next Monday, maybe public comments, we should say something about this, or when do we have committee reports? If you'll help me talk about
Is
that.
that what you're asking? Okay, yeah,
Because.
you're asking me to come to the
Let's
meeting.
get the
Yeah, okay,
supervisors that want to vote for this.
okay.
Okay,
Do you want me to reach out to anybody in law enforcement about this, or you want me just to start with the Elks first?
start with the Elks.
Okay. Okay, and I don't know what Elizabeth may know too, because since she works with law enforcement, but That's a good place to start. Okay. Anything else, Susie?
No, I don't know. Did you guys bring breakfast?
No, I only brought coffee.
I didn't even have that.
Oh,
I buy my own little pods at the office, but I had a traumatic thing happen. I ordered some just Dunkin' Donut pods from on Amazon. Anyway, ordered 2 boxes. I opened one box and I'm like, what is all over these pods? One of the pods got a hole in it and it was like poof, coffee grounds all over the entire box.
So since we're talking
Good,
about,
good thing it wasn't white powder.
so
Yeah.
since we're talking about coffee, I'm trying this coffee cream. It's called White Lotus. It is
Oh.
pina colada flavored.
oh.
Uh-huh.
So I'm sitting there thinking, you know, if kids have access to that, it gives them the idea that this.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
Thank you, guys.
thanks, Susie.
Great.
Thanks, Abby.